Hi, this is Mauvu doing your feedback. If you have any questions, just put me in your thread. I don't know if this is just the recording, but it looks like your wall is a little bit like unresponsive or something, so you might want to try doing like a couple less instances on the actual wall. And yeah, I'm just noticing that you're crouching every time you use shift. Like maybe try rebinding right shift somewhere so that you can open your pie chart without having to crouch. It might take a little bit to get used to, but it's definitely good. Don't really know why we're paused. I'm just going to skip ahead. Yeah, I'm just looking. Ryzen 5 5500. You shouldn't you shouldn't run a 9 instance wall. Like you should run maybe 6 probably. Um, so I feel like you didn't really need to do this third scan here. Like it should have been pretty obvious it was in this chunk. Like it's kind of hard to just like say that, but it should also like with enough time and practice, you should be able to like determine when you can just like know where the chunk is immediately. Um, then after looting the BT, you want to up your render distance and entity distance so that when you're going back to the trees, you can look around in the ocean quickly to like maybe see an enter in third person and in like reverse third person. Yeah, so I think at this point you should just like think about where you're putting the TNT, and like you spend way too long trying to like get it in a like perfect spot or something where like where you're stood now was like perfectly fine. Like I'm just looking like just between these trees is fine. Like right here, I don't know about you, but I just do iron pressure plate instead of having to mine through more of these leaves to get a log and get a button, because also the log that you would punch is one that would get blown up by the TNT anyway. So it's like it's not even like any sort of overlap. Um, mining for a button. Um, and then one more thing with with lighting TNTs between trees. Like if you're going to do a pressure plate here, then yeah, like you just need to think about what you're doing, because like you clearly thought you were going to use a pressure plate and then you figured that, oh, I don't have enough to make a full set of tools, which is fine, but like you noticed it way too late and now you're like going for a burn and just all sorts of time loss. But back to what I was saying about the pressure plate is if you place the pressure plate here and then place the TNT on top of it and just like throw a fish on top of that pressure plate, it's gonna light the TNT, and then you can just pick up the fish and get behind the tree and then sort your hotbar while the TNT detonates. Um, if that dirt was breaking, that did absolutely nothing. Like there's no wood behind it at all. Like just pointless. Don't place down the button if you're trying to get rid of it, because it's just going to get blown up and you'll pick it back up again. Just throw it into the TNT. Um, sorry, a little bit of an interruption. Just going to rewatch. Okay, yeah, TNT. Right. Um, yeah, so when the TNT actually blows up, you kind of want to be in third person so you can see like where all the items drop. Like in this case, you can pretty clearly see where the wood is, so you can go to it straight away. But sometimes it'll like blow up off to the side and you won't see it immediately, and you'd want to be in third person to like maximize the chance that you see it straight away, if that makes sense. Yeah, the sorting of your hotbar, like you shouldn't take dirt off the hotbar because you want to use that in the portal build and as soon as you enter the nether, so you're just gonna have to put it back like the next time you open your inventory really. And yeah, you also want to like get the fish off your hotbar while the TNT is primed and not at this point. And also yeah, the TNT. Okay, yeah, you notice, but like yeah, you want to do your hotbar sorting before the TNT finishes uh, detonating. And yeah, this is just another thing. Like, if you want to get more wood, um, you should just craft. You should start your crafting like right next to the trees, so you don't have to go backtrack to them. It's like you kind of went right to the edge of the island as if you were about to leave, and then you're like, oh, I need more wood, so you have to go back, right? Um, we didn't really check the whole ocean there. We checked like half of it at most. Like if we don't actually see an enter, just instead of like boating out this way to somewhere you know there isn't an enter, or like in theory you know there's no chance of an enter within like 16 chunks this way, you you go like over the island to the other part of the ocean where you get a whole fresh like half of the ocean that there might be an enter there as well. Like it's a more efficient way of finding new parts of the ocean that could have an enter. Okay, that's like a, actually yeah, I guess that's it doesn't look that weird. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we notice it here. Break the boat. I don't really know why we don't just place the door like here or something. But yeah, also, I mean, placing it like this is just really like really ugly. Like I hate this because it's like between you and the magma ravine. And the main thing about mining your gravel is you want to mine the gravel between you and the magma ravine so that if it drops any flint, you don't have to go out of the way to pick up that flint. Because when you break the gravel that the door's going to be on, right? You pick that up and you want to go straight to the magma ravine. And if your flint is like the opposite way, that's just like so much like unnecessary time loss where if the flint is just between you and the magma ravine, you can pick it up on the way to the magma ravine. Yeah, we got a couple like flint drops we didn't react to there. Um, I'm not sure I'd build the portal here. Like this could be one deep. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be like no lava, but yeah, yeah. I would have liked to have gone over to probably this one as I would have built a portal. Is that no lava again? This is a scam of a magma ravine. Um, so I think I'll just send you a video of how you should do this portal here, like when you've got a 3x1. Yeah, because there's like a lot of mistakes here. Yeah, I don't know if you want to switch from because it looks like you're doing will be 2x1, not LeBron portal. Um, Yeah, I can show you how you would do it for both of them if you'd like. Um, are we doing 30 FOV and thin for Ero? There's no way. Yeah, I'm surprised you're able to even read that. Okay. Yeah, just do thin, like on Quake Pro for E-Ray. It's perfectly fine for even finding the spike of a bastion when it's far away. And if the bastion was like 4 chunks away, you're never getting more than 10 entities on your screen like this. Like, it's way too precise to like find a bastion that's right next to you. And yeah, like just Quake Pro thin macro is wide enough to like get a spike that's right next to you, and also like pick up entities that are like high up and low down in another. But it's precise enough to find bastions that are far away as well. This nether spawn is far from ideal. Okay, at least there's like some terrain. I consider picking up lava from there when you just go onto this bit of terrain, like because lava's nice for killing hoglins, nice for killing like piglins that are aggroed on you at the chalice or something. It's also nice for some other stuff later in the run as well. Oh no, are we on view bombing? I can't really tell. Um, okay, I was gonna mention you want to make sure. Oh, we just miss the eat? That's kind of unlucky because we were eating on 2.5 down, and it went down literally like the tick before we finished eating. Yeah, yeah. You want to start eating the second. So like you're 2.5 down. The moment you see the like drumsticks start to like wobble up and down, that's when the hunger bar's about to drop. So that's when you want to start eating the card. Why are we going over here? Like, I'm just looking at this. The bastion is literally right there. Maybe like a 10 block speed bridge if this terrain just stops after this part of Soulstone, but it could easily just continue like 5-10 blocks lower. I don't know why we're going around this massive like obstacle. Like, that just felt really unnecessary. Um, so to like avoid bow shots from a skeleton, you want to jump like a second before they shoot you, and they'll always shoot over the top of your head. So like you jump right before it shoots you, so it still hits you, but it aggroes on your head. You jump up, and then it hits you, right? If you try and see when it like actually aggroes, it's aggroed there. So like if you jump now, it would have shot over your head. Yeah. And then also standing inside of its hitbox means it will never hit you as well. Are we playing like triple to gap or something? Because this is like do we think it's housing or something? Like, why are we entering the bastion like this? Um, so quite a few problems here. we should just enter the bastion down here. But also we don't have throwable gold, so this isn't, if you're trying to be safe, this is fine. And then like there's so much to that I would do differently here. I'm trying to like figure out how I want to explain. So like, say we're doing this, right? Yeah, we loot the chest, we get the armor. You want to probably loot one of the armor pieces into your offhand. So when you leave the chest, you can just right click and put it on instantly. To loot this chest, you can just dig into the floor here or something, or you can dig one block into the ceiling and pillar up. Yeah, you kind of like, and then also if you have throwable gold, you could just throw a gold at your feet, wait until all the guys like see it and they're like trying to pick up that gold, and then you open the chest, and they won't see you open the chest, so they won't be aggroed. Did we? Hold on. We took the arrows and not the crossbow? Like, I don't understand that at all. What is... So if we're not... Yeah, I don't get this at all. Like, we're not playing just normal triple. And then we're not playing triple to gap either. So if we're just playing gap, why did we even go to the triple? Why didn't we just go down to here, like with our boat, and just run over and start the route instantly? Like, sure, I guess we front loaded like some chests, but that took like 30-40 seconds. That could have been done at the end of our bastion route, and then doing that at the end of the bastion route means we were in like open, like we're in a really nice position to pearl in the direction of the fortress immediately. Yeah, you don't need to mine all 4 gold blocks before starting the trades. It's just like you're not starting the trades as soon as you can, which is just losing time. Um, you can just mine this block and then place your boat and get into the boat to get through here instead of breaking these 3 blocks. And if you get onto this block and then break these 2 blocks, you can pillar up and get to this gold block a little bit faster. When you put gravel into the piglin hole, you really need to put something on top of it straight away, like a dirt block, because in between piglin botters, the pigs might try to like path upwards, and then they'll jump up, and that pig will no longer be able to reach the gold. Yeah, so you want to try and practice pyroing while you're mining like this set of gold here. Like, you might not be able to find, if you have to go down like 20 levels of render distance, you might not be able to find the distance, but most of the time you'll be able to find how far away it is while you're mining these gold blocks. And then when you do that, if you look at the second gold block up here, if you turned on chunk borders here, you'd be able to see that if you go a little bit to the left, you'd get to the chunk corner, so you can do your pyro really quickly right after mining that gold block. If that doesn't make sense, I'll just like record something. Just ask me to record something to show that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll skip back to where we were. Yeah, so this is like the old method of pyring. You want to do it at a chunk corner, so where you would cross this one, go into this one. So like you cross this one, if you get this spawner, it's that way. Then you cross into this one in front of you, and if you get the spawner, it's that way. You up rendered by one, go back into this chunk, and if the spawner appears then, it's that way. And then if it hasn't appeared yet, you know it's over this way. Instead of doing this like double reset of the render distance. Um, there's like there's still a lot here, right? So we've got two TNT, so we don't actually need to pre-craft a bed. But also, like if we're thinking about sorting out inventory in the bastion, you only really want to focus on throwing out stuff that you're not going to get more of from barters, really. Like, so the cobblestone, the blackstone, this blackstone, and the sand, the main things you want to throw out, because you're not going to be picking up repeats of them that would just fill those slots up again. Then other things, splitting pearls, splitting nether brick, splitting string. Oh yeah, and then also it looks like you're about to, yeah, using fire charges over flint and steel. That's good. Pre-craft bow. Yeah, I mean we left a crossbow. It's whatever, I guess. I wonder if this is your like action, because this hotbar like at least looks manageable. I don't know if this is your like normal hotbar leaving the bastion. Maybe like that's TNT or bed. What I will say is you normally want to have like something useful in the top left slot of your inventory, so like maybe the boat or obsidian, so that when you open your inventory, you can quickly hotkey that slot into your hotbar, because that's where your cursor spawns when you open the inventory. Yeah, and then one other thing, um, instead of like overlapping, just like repeatedly throwing out a load of stuff, getting a pearl hang exit probably would have been a better use of time there, especially on Gap, because the trading hole in Gap stables is like really low down, and leaving low down parts of the bastion is like same with housing, like all the bastion routes in housing, you finish the bastion route really low down in the nether, so it's hard to leave the bastion quickly. So like in situations like that, pearl hangs are a lot more useful, because it like overlaps you, like not having to go all the way up the bastion. It looks like we're forcing 20 obby though or something. I like the fire res on bastion leave, like doing it in the same spot of everyone. It's always good. Um, when you know the pearl is gonna land on like safe terrain, like you should use a spot like that to change your pie chart back to the mapless one, so that you can use it to try and find the spawner in a buried fortress, and not have to change it back while you're like later. Or you can use it to craft your nether brick, so that you have that pre-crafted for your blaze TNT. And then there's also crafting your wool, crafting your glowstone, and then there's also like just generically clearing out your inventory. Like in between pearls is the time to like throw out all that random stuff you got from the piglin trades that you weren't throwing out in the bastion, because you knew if you threw them out in the bastion, you just pick more of them up when you check trades later, right? But now you're not going to be checking trades again, so it's it's uh it's useful to throw them out now. Um, so I feel like do we just not have any pearls or something? Because we should be pearling here, like. So I don't know why we're not doing it, but I'm seeing this terrain and I'm like, I'm just full sending a pearl to land here, like instead of like you could throw one over this basalt, but that's like landing blind. It might, for all you know, it could land in lava, right? But you could send a pearl over to this platform here, like max distance. It goes like 80 blocks because it's thrown with soul speed, and like it's perfectly safe. Like it just, I'd see no reason not to throw that pearl. And like, sure, you'd be using an extra pearl because like you'd have to pearl from there onto the fortress, but like you'd get there a lot faster. Um, Semi like lava lake basalt 4, you probably want to play for dynamic render distance here. Um, and before committing to a blaze TNT, you at least want to quickly look around for the other spawner, like because it could just be like over there or something. Like it could have been like 30 blocks away because you haven't really looked around at all. Um, and then so there's several ways to deal with these guys. Like you could wait for them to shoot their fireballs, walk up to them so that they think they can melee you, and then slowly walk back, and they'll keep like slowly like walking towards you, trying to melee you, but they can't because if you didn't know, blazers can't melee you unless they've got this like fire effect around them, and that only happens when they've got their fireballs charged up. So like they'll shoot their 3 fireballs, this effect will disappear for a couple seconds, then you can like get them to try and melee you, but they can't because they don't have the fire effect. So they'll like keep walking towards you, so you can bring them in closer from the edge, and then you can kill them. The other way you could deal with these guys is blaze boating them, where you would put the boat next to them, they get in it, you crit them while they're in the boat, then you break the boat, and then you kill them with another axe hit, and uh, their blaze rod would just drop in place and not fall off the side. Yeah, like you would have lost, like, I don't think that third guy dropped, but you lost 2 rods there that completely unnecessary. Okay, well, this isn't a lava lake fall. I'm surprised there's so much netherrack terrain underneath it. So, some more overlaps you can do, like you are overlapping the craft with the blaze spawner, but you also want to craft Eyes of Ender in between some of these axe hits. So, like, I know you dropped the first 2 rods, but that third rod you got there, you could have like but crafted the blaze powder in between an axe hit following that, and then in another axe hit you could have but crafted 2 Eyes of Ender, so that you won't have to craft them later. Oh my god, that is rough. Diamond pickaxe is only like 9.5 seconds, so it's not that bad. I do like the play, like given that you've got blaze rods that are falling down here, lining up here is correct because it's a lesser chance that you'll get caved. But yeah, you want to do all as much crafting as you can in the nether. It's like I think you'd only got 5 rods. Okay, yeah, I keep like getting cut off from things I'm trying to explain. It's something else I want to talk about as well. But yeah, so crafting eyes and like you could have crafted 4 beds, like 4 anchors, and your eyes of ender in the nether before blinding. Maybe even iron bars as well if you wanted. Um, and then here, if you in most biomes, like unless it's like a mega tiger, a tiger, or like a jungle, or like you're next to a mountain or something, you can just like strafe 1 block out of the portal, pillar up twice, throw your eye, pillar up again, and you'll always be able to measure it. Instead of like your corner bumping. I don't even know if you waited long enough for the desync to disappear. It looks like you only waited half a second, where you need to wait like a second and a half, unless you're like jumping and staying in place. Where like if you're jumping to get rid of desync, you only need to wait for like half a second after the jump for the desync to be fully gone. And then also by going down in elevation, you're leaving like the chance that the eye could go back into the portal, which it does here, which is a bit unlucky. But like if you just pillar up twice, like then it's never going to be like through the eye, like where you want to measure is never going to be through the portal. Okay. Breaks. Kind of unlucky there. And then just one more thing you could, I don't know if you've tried, but you could try learning bow tie. It's just more reliable at getting 1 eye 100% on a Ninja Brain bot. Like, because it looked like you were changing your sensitivity, which implies you're not doing bow tie. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for you to finish this place, but yeah, so you want to pearl hang towards your cords when you leave the first portal. If you have like what you should have done here, like you drink your fire res, and you want to make sure you're looking in the direction that the Eye of Ender went, which I think you were. I might have forgotten, but just rewatch. Yeah, so measure the eye. Oh, I hit the wrong key. Okay, so it's that way. Okay, so yeah, we're just not looking at all where the Eye of Ender went. So the main thing you want to do to like, well, the reason that you want to do this, like look at where the Eye of Ender went when you're re-entering the Nether, is because then when you enter the Nether, you'll be looking in the direction of where the stronghold is. So you'll be able to like instantly look at that terrain and be like, okay, I want to pearl there. Like the second you come back into the Nether. So like if you were looking like behind you to the left, like that's like bottom left of the screen is the direction of where the stronghold is. You would be able to send a pearl hang that way, and then you'd be able to get your last rod, boat down to pick up the ones that drop down, and then just unhang the pearl, and then you're instantly going towards the stronghold. Oh, you dropped 3. Like I'm pretty sure it's more to the left, isn't it? Yeah, and now like because you don't have the pearl hang, it's like it's just like disorienting. Like it's just making it unnecessarily hard to find your way to the stronghold. Um, and then it's definitely, I mean, I was going to say it's debatable at whether you should have gone down here, but I think it's not debatable. I think you should have definitely gone down here because um, you want to build your second portal at like Y36, right? I'm pretty sure that's like the optimum Y level. But like Y40 is fine, like all of that's fine. But so like this is like Y35, Y36, Y37 type of level. This is Y70, Y80. So going down here is just going to mean that, assuming you have open terrain both ways, being at Y40 means you're going to be right on chords as soon as you get to the right X and Z. Whereas going up here, it would put you at like 40 blocks above where you want a second portal. Like, you just want to take low terrain as long as it's like decent when going to second portal. And also here, just blind pearl, like, kind of have to do it though here. But yeah, I would have gone bottom terrain there. Because, well, it also looked more open, but that's besides the point. Like, being at a lower Y level is just better when you're trying to find a good second portal terrain. I mean, there's not much to say other than the only way you get better at like getting straight to chords is practice, really. But I mean, if your chords are 602 minus 144, you don't want to look at these ones. You want to look at the block coordinates. Like, you're actually sending it at minus y 145. So if you like miss the stronghold here, that's probably why. Okay, we might have still hit starter, looks like. Yeah. But yeah, that you want to make sure it's your block chords you're looking at when you're finding second portal. Okay, so for the stronghold, um, so ideally you want to have your pie chart changed to preemptive, the preemptive directory before you enter the stronghold, and the reason for that is you don't want to have to waste time like unpause changing it like this to let your like the to let the mob cap fill up with 70 entities. And the reason for that is that having 70 entities already spawned in means that you're much more likely to get the portal room behind an entity which blocks the pure spike. And then if you don't know what the pure spike is, it's like the obvious portal room spike. Like, sometimes without going into too much detail, basically if the portal room is behind an entity, it's much less obvious that the portal room is there. But if there is no entity, then it's a lot easier to identify. This is just like maybe it's nerves. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, the best thing I can say is like having your zero hotbar as similar to your normal hotbar is gonna reduce the amount of time you're gonna have to spend sorting it, right? Uh, we're not going for the zero. I guess not. Yeah, I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. I mean, that's a hittable zero if you're not comfortable. Maybe you just need to practice more. Um, I think you're standing like way too close here. Like it's a difficult pearl because like you've got weird terrain around the fountain, but you could definitely just like still get up. Yeah, I don't really know why we're waiting for the perch like this at all. Like it might even cause a diagonal perch, but also you're so high up in Y level that if the dragon fireballs you once or twice and you have to pillar up a little bit more, you're you're in like danger of the dragon actually hitting you, like with its hitbox. You'll be so high up. Yeah, like now if the dragon decided to path to where you are for whatever reason, it would just hit you. Um, yeah, this is sketch. Okay, it's gone up a little bit, but yeah, you just want to be far further away from the fountain. Like it's as long as you pearl past this weird terrain and like land over here, you're still gonna be really close to the bedrock pillar. Like I mean, it's hard for me to like just say just pearl better or something, but like just like be more or like practice more perch end fights and like just the pearl to the end fountain is the main thing you want to be comfortable with. Good one cycle. Um, so for like main things to work on, I'd say probably this portal could have been quite a bit better. Um, maybe just like learning triple to gap, and I remember you saying something about you wanted to know why your stable split was so bad. It was mainly because the way you entered the bastion uh didn't correlate at all with the bastion route you wanted to do. So like if you'd gone into this triple and then done a single triple route, would have been totally reasonable. But you entered this triple and went for gap and not even triple to gap, you just went for gaps. Like you entered this triple literally just for the chests and no other reason. When you can get the chests later when you're trying to set up a pearl exit or something. And like so like you waste like 40 seconds or so looting three chests that had the single chest down here been like a 10 obby chest, like you wouldn't have even needed these, right? Like it's like there's a few ways to deal with that, and that is just like you just straight go for the gap, like you just ignore this triple, or you like learn triple to gap and or just triple chest or like single triple, just like knowing all the stables routes, going for them. And then as far as the actual bastion route, the pyro was like not overlapped with any gold block mining. Um, and then pearl hang exit from bottom housing, and then the bottom of stables is like the most important place to do a pearl hang exit in in bastions, because if you think about in treasure, either the trading hole is right next to open terrain, so a pearl hang isn't really going to save that much time, or the open terrain is just down at the treasure bridge or something, and like you can get down there with like in like 10 seconds max, like so the pearl hang would only save like 10 seconds, so like But if you think about gap, you finish trades, you have to go all the way back up the stairs, like go out into the open, and then pearl. That's like 15 seconds at least. Like, and maybe you don't even have the angle you want to pearl hang out there, and you need to like go up the bastion more and on top of the ramparts. Like, basically, the lower down you are in the bastion, the more useful a pearl hang exit is. That's what I'm trying to say here. Um, in the bastion, not in the bastion, in the fortress. I guess it was mainly just the looking in the direction of the stronghold when you re-enter the nether, so that you have like a mental like it's mentally there that you know which direction the stronghold is, and you can either pole hang to it straight away, or if you've already got all your rods, you can just go in that direction straight away. Like, instead of this part where you pick up all your rods and then you're just like F3C and you figure out, and you're like trying to figure out which way to go. If this is if this run deals with retime, that pauses time to there, and then you all this time that you spent trying to figure out where you need to go is timed. Like it's just useful to re-enter the nether, looking in the direction of where the stronghold is. It's just saves so much time, even though it doesn't even like straight up gain time. Makes sense. Yeah, I'd say those are the main things to work on. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything I mentioned, yeah, don't hesitate to ask in your thread. Yeah, thanks for sending in the route.